Welcome to the Nevis Newscast. Today is Friday, 1st September 2017. I'm Pamela Diaz. The official swearing-in ceremony for the acting Deputy Governor General for the island of Nevis, Her Honor Mrs. Marjorie Morton, CSM, took place earlier today at the High Court in Charlestown. Opening remarks were delivered by Governor General of St. Kitts and Nevis, His Excellency Sir S.W. Tapley Seaton. The administration of oath was done by His Lordship, the Honorable Justice Trevor Ward.
I, Marjorie Morton,
do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance
do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance
to Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II,
to Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II,
her heirs and successors according to law.
her heirs and successors according to law.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Premier of Nevis, the Honorable Vance Amry, delivered congratulatory remarks to the new acting Deputy Governor General, Her Honor Mrs. Marjorie Morton, CSM.
I am satisfied, Your Excellency, that the choice of Mrs. Morton is one which would not be better at this time, and knowing of Her Honor's outstanding performance as a public servant and citizen of St. Kitts and Nevis, I think it's a responsibility which is duly worthy, that she is duly worthy of.
The acting Deputy Governor General, Her Honor Mrs. Marjorie Morton, CSM, then gave her response.
As I wrestled with the response I should give when asked to serve as acting Deputy Governor General, the motto of our country kept flashing before me: country above self. Additionally, these words from Holy Writ kept surfacing in my thoughts. I could say perpetually: be strong and courageous. Do not be terrified. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go.
Her Honor Mrs. Marjorie Morton, CSM, is the first female to be sworn in as acting Governor General in Nevis. Premier of Nevis, the Honorable Vance Amry, made an announcement earlier today to residents on Nevis that the Charlestown Secondary School, CSS, and the Gingerland Secondary School, GSS, will reopen for the students on Monday, 11th September 2017.
After some deliberation regarding the safety of the schools as far as our students and our staffs were concerned, it was decided that we will delay the opening of the two secondary schools. It is now, therefore, my duty to advise you that the Charlestown Secondary School and the Gingerland Secondary School will now be opened on the 11th, a week later than anticipated. However, staff members and other support staff are expected to report for duty on Monday, the 4th of September. The principals at the schools will give instructions at that time.
Amary explained that the Gingerland Preschool will reopen to the students on Monday, 18th September due to the extensive renovations on the building.
With reference to the Gingerland Preschool, at which a major work to expand the facility and to repair, to do significant repairs to what was there before, we have to report and again crave the indulgence and the understanding of parents of children who will be attending that preschool, that the school will now reopen on the 18th of September, that is 2 weeks later than anticipated. The teachers at that facility will not be required to report until the 2 days before the opening, so that they could be briefed by their principals or teachers in charge.
The decision was made after Mr. Amory attended a meeting on the 30th August 2017 with Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education, Kevin Barrett, Principal Education Officer in the Department of Education, Mrs. Palsy Wilkin, Director of Public Works Department, Raul Pemberton, Principal Assistant Secretary in the Ministry of Communications and Works, Denzel Stanley, and the principals of the CSS, Juan Williams, and the GSS, Lynette Williams. The Education Minister stated that the schools will reopen a little bit later than scheduled due to the extensive renovations and additions the contractors, along with the Public Works Department, are undertaking at each location. Mr. Amory used the opportunity to thank the public for their patience and assured the parents that the delay is due to ensuring that the students return to school in a comfortable and safe environment.
A great amount of resources have been expended in getting the schools repaired, renovated, rehabilitated. Because we are satisfied, and clearly it's important for us to have the conditions under which our children attend school, that they are comfortable, and that the teachers also feel comfortable. And it is part of our theme for this year, investing in quality education, empowering our nation. The contractors, as I've said, have been given firm instructions to ensure that the work for which they had been contracted is completed during this extended period that is up to the 8th of September, so that our children can attend school in safety from the 11th.
That was Premier of Nevis and Education Minister in the Nevis Island Administration, the Honorable Vance Amory. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Agriculture, Eric Evelyn, officially resigned from his post as of yesterday, Thursday, 31st August 2017. The Ministry and Department of Agriculture hosted a retirement party for Evelyn at the Occasions Entertainment Center. The Minister of Agriculture, the Honorable Alexis Jeffers, was present at the ceremony and lauded Evelyn for his dedication to his post and wished him every success in his future endeavors.
I believe the last open day of this year was one of the biggest, the grandest, if I want to put it that way, that we've ever had. I believe it was like a carnival atmosphere up there, and it is testimony to the creativity and the hard work that Eric, as the permanent secretary, would have put in, and also the influence that he has had over the department and the Ministry of Agriculture as well. I want to say that we have developed a wonderful relationship, and I'm hoping that this relationship would continue for many years to come, because this island needs both you and I. This island can do well with your effort and my effort to ensure we continue to grow it and to make sure young men and young women are prosperous in this country.
The ceremony was filled with various heartfelt remarks, video presentations, and more for Evelyn. An emotional Evelyn then expressed his thanks to all those who contributed to the afternoon ceremony.
When I do things, I don't do things to put my hand out for pay. I do things because I love people. And I do things because I love doing it. And when I do it, I put my all into it. And I really want to thank all who would have supported me over the years. I want to thank all who would have worked with me, all of my co-workers, all of my supervisors, all of the farmers. I'm really delighted to see some farmers here today. The fishermen, persons in cooperatives. And I think we would have had a wonderful relationship together. And I must acknowledge Mr. Fleming from CARDI. I don't know if anybody would have acknowledged CARDI earlier. I want to thank all of the organizations, the allied agencies that have worked along with me. It has certainly been a pleasure.
A number of past directors of agriculture were present, including Samuel Powell, who read the profile of the retiree. Still to come, Ministry of Agriculture implements disaster management plan. The details when we return.
Uwali, the queen of the Caribbean, bathed by its crystal shores, is the Caribbean's best kept secret. Nevis is known for its rich culture, which remains entrenched in the island's everyday life. We boast of having the Caribbean's greatest summer festival, Culturama. The birthplace of Alexander Hamilton, my little 36 square mile island, is the home of the Bath Hotel, which is the first built hotel in the Caribbean. Don't forget to take a dip in the therapeutic Bath Springs. Take a few minutes to trot down to the ever-famous Sunshine's Bar and drink a world-renowned Killer Bee. Live Nevis naturally by exploring the magnificent waterfalls and hiking to the top of our 32 Nevis Peak. Our lush vegetation and landscape deems a visit here the perfect escape. Nevis, Queen of the Caribbean.
Welcome back. The following is a notice from the Nevis Island Administration, NIA, on behalf of the Office of the Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis, dated August 28, 2017, regarding public holidays during the Federation's 34th anniversary of independence celebrations. The Office of the Prime Minister wishes to inform the general public that Saturday, September 16 and Tuesday, September 19, 2017 are public holidays in the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis for the observance of National Heroes Day and Independence Day, respectively. Please be informed that Monday, September 18, 2017 is not a public holiday. In preparation for Hurricane Irma, the Ministry of Agriculture has implemented their disaster management plan and are recommending that the farmers do the same. Assistant Secretary in the Ministry of Agriculture, Huey Sargent, provided the local farmers on the island with an update on the ministry's disaster plan.
In terms of what happens at the abattoir, we'll be suspending some operations. This weekend we will not be accepting any animals for slaughter. In terms of the farm and the estates under the management of the Ministry of Agriculture, we really can't do too much about the plants that are in the ground. In terms of the greenhouses, though, we'll be removing the sides of the greenhouses so that the wind can pass through. And we are advising farmers who have greenhouses to do the same. And those of you that have tall plants, they're normally tied up with strings, so we're asking you to just release the strings and let the plants fall so that we can have minimal damage if the hurricane impacts us severely.
As it relates to livestock, Sargent explained that the ministry will be leaving their animals in the fields and are encouraging local farmers to do the same. He explains that if animals are penned, the hurricane can cause damage to the infrastructure, resulting to its collapse, as well as the animals can be harmed. The Assistant Secretary also advised persons to secure their pets in their house or on the veranda to ensure that they are safe. Poultry farmers were asked to ensure that their pens and birds are secure, while fishermen were advised to remove their boats from the ocean and keep a tally of their equipment in the event of a disaster. Persons with ornamental or potted plants are asked to put their plants to lay down to ensure that they are not damaged by the wind. Sargent used the opportunity to ask persons to stay updated by listening to their local radio and television stations for updates on the status of Hurricane Irma. That's it for this edition of the Nevis Newscast. On behalf of all of us here at the Department of Information, I am Pamela Diaz. Thank you for viewing.
At a loss as to what's going on in Nevis? Tune into NNC on NTV. Don't worry if you don't have cable either. NNC will bring the news to you wherever you are. Facebook and Facebook Live. YouTube and YouTube Live. NevisTVOnline.com. Roku app, NTV mobile app, Smart TV, Apple TV, and any other IPTV platforms. When me ANC and you ANC, NNC.